How all of you, hope you guys are great and welcome back to yet another video. In the last video we talked about constant variable in Solidity, that what it is and how we can utilize it in our smart contract and what kind of benefit it's provide. In this video we're going to cover about mutable variables in Solidity program, why it even exists and how we can write in our smart contract. So let me show you what I have done so far. What I have done is I have created a file. That's the only thing I have done. So as you can see, I have an empty file and we're going to write that mutable code right up here. Okay, so let me close this one. So what is exactly mutable variables and how even we can utilize it? So here I've given a very simple comment so you guys can understand in short. Okay, so mutable variables are like constant. Values of mutable variables can be set inside the constructor but cannot be modified afterward. What does it mean even it? Okay, let me write the simple smart contract for this mutable variables so I can give you a better example. Here we have taken a very simple smart contract and we have given the name smart contract, and here I have given this comment. So when you want to define mutable variables, you have to follow uppercase conventions and you have to give this keyword called mutable. Okay, that means mutable. And here I have taken two variables, two state variables. The first one is address type and the second one is unt type, and both have this public keyword, so we can easily able to check the value of these two state variables. And here I have used another constructor keyword, and here what I have done, so this constructor will allow me to update the data of the state variable. So currently we haven't defined any value to our state variables, but we're going to do with the help of this constructor, and this is how you can define it. So either you can define your state variables right up here in the global scope in the state condition, or you can use this keyword constructor to define it. But once you define the variables here, you can't change afterward. Okay, so this is the final place where you can update the value of this state variable, but you can't do it later. Okay, so let me save it and it's already get compiled. Let's come here and let me deploy the contract. So here we have to provide the unt. So here in our constructor we have defined a variable unt type and we have given this my unt. So we want to update the unt variables. So these variables we are trying to update, and when we update that, we'll have the value of these two. Okay, these two we'll have the address, we have the unt type. Okay, and you will see how it will work. Okay, so let's see here. I want to provide 23, and if I call deploy, and here you will find in my deploy contract, here I can come. So here you can see I got the two functions. So as you can see, initially I haven't assigned any values to my state variables. So when you don't define the values of variables, it will be something like 000 for address, and for the numbers it would be 0. So here I have two functions and I have deployed my contract, and the value I have assigned is 23. So let's call the unt first. If I call it, as you can see, now our state variables, which was 0 earlier, it's now 23. But if I call my address, here you can see that where this address is coming from, because here we are not using anything. What we are doing here, we are using the ms.sender, because here we are only changing the unt type, our number, but we are not changing our address. But here what I have done, I have used this message.sender, and what this message.sender does, so whoever will call this contract, it will take the address of that contract and update it to the address one, this one. So if I come here, if I come to this here, and here you can see that I have to pay some amount for running my smart contract. And if I simply copy this one, if I simply copy this and try to just bring it here as a, let's give a paste it, and let's give this comment, and let's come to my deploy contract and let's copy this code as well. Okay, and let's try to compare both codes. Okay, let's paste it and let's both code. So here you can see like the address is exactly same. So whoever will call this contract, it will automatically going to update the address of our state variable of the person. I hope everything is making sense. First time you have seen something called message.sender, so don't be like what Daulat have used. Okay, this is simply a global function which allow you to update the address, and these keywords are reserved in Solidity programming. So whenever you use this message.sender, you will get the address of the person who's trying to call the function. So this is what we are doing here. So let me explain one more time what is happening here in the smart contract. So here I have taken a smart contract name called mutable, and initially I have taken two variables, two state variables. First one is address type, second one is unt type, and here is my address is currently 0000, and this is a unt is 20 right this moment. But here I have used this special keyword called constructor, and with the help of this constructor I try to update my state variables. So this is the address and this is the uint type. If I save it and if I come here and deploy one more time, here I can provide the number, let's say 44, and if I deploy this time I'm going to pick different number, so different account. So let's pick this one. So right now you can see it has 100 ether, but when we run this command it will become, we have to pay gas fee, so it will become less. Let's call it and let's open the contract, and here we have out. So we have 44, we have this contract we have used to, so at the address of the wallet who called this contract, okay, and both these data are stored as a state variable. So we use this kind of logic. So when someone is creating NFT from front-end application, so we define all the data in our smart contract. We're going to assign a token number, we're going to assign a like mint number, code, token ID, so all those things, all the data we need for our NFT, that's we define here. So whenever anyone call that function, create the NFT, automatically the function get triggered and all the data we get in our state variable. So this is how we can use it, constructor keyword, to change the state variable from its initial state. Okay, so I hope everything is clear right now, that what is mutable and how we can utilize it in our smart contract and how we can use it to change our state variable. So hope you have understood that how this mutable variables work and when we have to use it and how we can use it to update our state variable with the help of constructor. Okay, so that's it in this video. Now let's move to the next one.